When children stick their hand down a narrow goody jar, they can't get their full fist out and start crying. Drop a few treats and you will get it out. Curb your desire. Don't set your heart on so many things and you will get what you need. Epictetus. When we get angry, it's like sticking our emotional hand into a jar of rage. We grasp onto so many negative thoughts and feelings that we can't let go, and it hurts us. But if we curb our desire to hold onto all that anger and drop a few resentments back into the jar, we can find emotional freedom and peace. So, the important thing here is all about managing our desires and not letting anger overwhelm us. By learning to let go of some of those negative emotions, we can free ourselves from the grip of anger and find what we truly need: emotional well-being and a calmer mind. Let's resist the urge to fill our hearts with unnecessary anger and focus on what truly matters, finding inner peace and harmony. In doing so, we'll discover that having fewer things to cling onto emotionally actually leads to a more relaxing life. Keep a list before your mind of those who burned with anger and resentment about something, of even the most renowned for success, misfortune, evil deeds, or any special distinction. Then ask yourself, how did that work out? Smoke and dust, the stuff of simple myth, trying to be legend. Marcus Aurelius. When we let anger consume us, it's like getting lost in a cloud of smoke and dust. Just a bunch of hot air, making a fuss, and trying to be a big deal. But in reality, it doesn't get us anywhere. It is a must to remember and realize that allowing anger to control us won't lead to greatness or happiness. Instead, let's learn from Marcus Aurelius and aim to be cool-headed and composed. When something ticks us off, we should take a moment and ask ourselves if getting all worked up is really worth it. Most likely, the answer will be a resounding no. So let's keep that anger in check, allowing it to dissipate like smoke. Because in the end, that's what turns ordinary people into real legends. We must remember that the path to becoming a legend isn't paved with bursts of anger or momentary outrage. It's forged through self-awareness, emotional resilience, and the ability to respond thoughtfully to life's challenges. In that way, let's embrace this wisdom and strive to be the masters of our emotions. The soul is like a bowl of water, and our impressions are like the ray of light falling upon the water. When the water is troubled, it appears that the light itself is moved too, but it isn't. So, when a person loses their composure, it isn't their skills and virtues that are troubled, but the spirit in which they exist. And when that spirit calms down, so do those things. Epictetus. Envision our souls as bowls of water, and all the things happening around us as rays of light falling upon them. When our water is disturbed, it may seem like the light itself is moving, but in reality, it remains unchanged. Similarly, when we lose our composure, it might feel like our skills and virtues are shaken, but they're actually not. It's just our inner state, our spirit, getting stirred up. But when we calm down our spirit, everything else settles too. Let's visualize it. When something or someone agitates us, it's like disturbing the water in our souls. We might mistakenly think it's affecting our abilities and good qualities, but it's just our emotional state getting ruffled. The key is recognizing this and not allowing the outside world to dictate our inner peace. Instead of impulsively reacting to these kinds of events, we can take a moment to breathe, allow our spirits to settle, and then respond critically. By mastering our emotional responses, we can maintain our skills, virtues, and inner strength. So let's keep our souls like still water, undisturbed by external rays of life, and watch how everything falls into place with a serene spirit. Keep in mind that it isn't one who has it in for you and takes a swipe that harms you, but rather the harm comes from your own belief about the abuse. So when someone arouses your anger, know that it's really your own opinion fueling it. Instead, make it your first response not to be carried away by such impressions. For with time and distance, self-mastery is more easily achieved. Epictetus. When someone says something rude or takes a swipe at us, we can feel the anger bubbling up inside. Well, according to Epictetus, it's not actually the person's actions that harm us, but our own belief about the situation. When our blood starts boiling because of what someone said or did, it's not their words or actions that are directly causing the harm. It's our own interpretation and opinion about what happened that fuels our anger. So, the question is, who's really responsible for the harm we feel in such situations? The Stoics teach us that events in themselves are neutral. They don't have an inherent good or bad label. It's we who slap those labels on them based on our perceptions, context, and feelings. In a nutshell, anger management is about realizing that we have the power to control our reactions and that external events don't have inherent emotional labels. Remember, it's not what happens to us, but how we choose to respond that makes all the difference. Another has done me wrong? Let him see to it. He has his own tendencies and his own affairs. What I have now is what the common nature has willed, and what I endeavor to accomplish now is what my nature wills. Marcus Aurelius. See, we all have our own quirks and problems to deal with. We can't control what others do, but we do have control over how we react. It's like when you have a plan for your day, but unexpected things pop up. What do? You adapt and make the best of it, right? That's what Marcus means by, what I have now is what the common nature has willed. Life can be full of surprises, but we have the power to decide how we respond to them. So, when someone does us wrong, we should ask ourselves, is it worth getting all worked up over this? At the end of the day, we've got our own path to follow, and we shouldn't let someone else's actions steer us off course. By staying true to ourselves and letting go of unnecessary grudges, we find stability and unbothered mindset. So let's leave the toxic drama to elsewhere and focus on being the best versions of ourselves. After all, we've got better things to accomplish. Additionally, taking a break from a triggering situation can be valuable, providing the necessary space to cool down and respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively to anger-inducing situations. With that, this is again Powerful Quote. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.